Yes, sir. Welcome back to Ringside. Oops. Ding, ding, ding. All right, we got a good show today. As y'all know, first round of playoffs. Your boys at Ringside Hoops are here to. You already know last week we made predictions, and we're just here to give a quick recap of round one, what it was like, and what we've seen so far. I got my son Josh. Say what's up to the fans, Josh. Got my son Basilio. Say what's up, Basilio.
Yo,
Hey, and you know what? We got our first guest on the pod. Give it up for our basketball connoisseur, Tristan. Say what's up to the fans.
What is going on, guys? What is going on?
Yes,
Pleasure to be here,
sir.
fellas.
I bet. All right, without further ado, we'll just dive straight on in. Um, the GOAT got a gentleman sweep. Lakers versus the Timberwolves. Hey, man. Ant-Man. Hey, Basilio, you was right. He's only 40, but I'm not gonna, in all seriousness, I'm not gonna like only blame LeBron. It's not really LeBron's fault. Like at the end of the day, they were outplayed, and I think we were talking about it shortly before we started filming. Rudy Gobert, bro, he had way too many open looks in the paint. Like you can't do that. You can't do that. And every time he scored, the camera's panning to Jackson Hayes, who's on the bench just like this in his hoodie, bro. He got 0 minutes. That was crazy. They really committed to playing small and just gave Maxi Kleber minutes, but ultimately Timberwolves were the better team and they go through. Lakers gotta go at it again. So yeah, I'm gonna pass it over to you. What did you think?
I was right. Last basketball episode we had, I told you guys Timberwolves are winning this. I heard all the memes from Shannon Sharp. Lakers in five, Lakers in five. Hey, that's all I heard from the Lakers media, from the Lakers cartel. That's all I heard. But hey, when it came down to playing basketball in the court, the Timberwolves was a better team. The Lakers, they just got no center. Like we saw what Rudy Gobert was doing to them. And even besides the center problem, what happened to Austin Reeves? He disappeared off the court. I heard people say he was a better third option than Bradley Bill. I was putting him in some crazy conversation. They said that he was one of the best third options in the league. He didn't show up. The stuff he was doing in the regular season, it was good. He was hooping in the regular season, but it did not translate so well to the playoffs. And I do agree with you. It's not entirely LeBron's fault. He's 40. Like, come on,
He's
he's 40.
40.
But Luka Doncic, we have to have some serious conversations about Luka Doncic. The defense was not there when it was like a missed shot. He looked lazy. He looked slow to getting back, and he was just food. They went after him. He was just food for the Timberwolves. Randall went after him. At went after everybody went after him. He was just food. I think looking at the offseason, the Lakers they do have to add a big man, and you do have to get some more defensive pieces. Because who's the best defender in that team? Vanderbilt. I think they have to get more options. You also have to look into more shooting as well. And JJ Redick, people are saying JJ Redick, he's one of the best coaches in the NBA. When the Lakers going on fire, those on a run. It was like, look at JJ Redick. He's doing this with no center. He's doing this with Jackson Hayes, Alex Len. Look at JJ Redick, top five, top 10 coach in the league. He's not. I'm not saying JJ Redick is a scrub because look at the team he's been dealt. I'm not saying he's a scrub, but let's slow down a little bit. He's not top 10. He's not there yet.
Mhm. He gotta earn it, right? He gotta earn
He got to earn it.
it. Okay. Josh, what about you? How do you feel about this series?
Honestly speaking, um, I'm not too surprised actually. I wasn't expecting them to make it far, right? And the fact that, they made it because remember the trade happened what kind of like in the middle of the season for real. So there wasn't enough team chemistry. Luca really got exposed, right? Because I feel like the Mavs was able to cover a lot of his weaknesses. 'Cause he has a lot of strength, but he also have a lot of weaknesses. And LeBron age, man, like yeah, he's playing good basketball, but it's a different league, it's a different time, and I just it's just time for the young people, realistically speaking, And right now, Ant, I don't think he's gonna make it to the finals because like he has a juggernaut in OKC that he needs to face. But man, he's feeling like Thanos. He's just killing all the legends slowly but surely, realistically speaking. So I just want to see how the Lakers are gonna adapt, with who they're gonna need to bring in to like actually make it past the second round. I have
All right.
faith, but this year just wasn't the year for them.
No, I heard you on that. Tristan, what about you? How'd you feel about the series?
Um, I think the Timberwolves just outcoached the Lakers. Got outcoached. They got outplayed. I don't wouldn't even really consider it outplayed because a lot of their guys, like especially Dante DiVincenzo, he played horrible. He played horrible this series. But if you were watching the Lakers play, they were really like just let Lucas soar because obviously like a big part of Lucas' game is playmaking and scoring. And they said, you know what, we're gonna let Luca be Luca, let him score, let him do where he wants to do. But when it comes to his passing and playmaking, Luca only averaged I think about like 3 assists, 3 or 4 assists this whole entire series. So that was also a big factor. Austin Reeves was not Austin Reeves of the regular season. Um, I wasn't really pressed about the Lakers making it all the way to the NBA Finals because obviously that's not realistic because you have the Thunder, the Warriors, Rockets. A lot of these teams are just quite literally just better than the Lakers. Um, with Jackson Hayes and like JJ Redick committing to the small ball lineup, um, I understand why he did it, but letting Rudy Gobert, who is known to be a traffic cone on offense, by the way, is like letting him drop a 2020 game. That I'm telling you, that's the best game he'll ever have in life. He will never ever like do that again. Like promise you, he will never do that again. Allowing that to happen when that could have been easily prevented if you just played Jackson Hayes, even though he might have not been a great defender. He's just another big body that you can just put on Gobert, and Gobert's not gonna be able to, finish around the rim like that. As far as like the Lakers' future, um, this season was a test out season. This is what Luke only played 30, 40 games for the Lakers.
Yeah.
I think next season is the real okay, like what can we do with Luka and LeBron? Obviously, LeBron's not gonna get any younger. He's gonna be 41 next season. So I feel like right now for the Lakers, they are wanting to contend, but they're not gonna try to go all the way to contend, if that makes sense. Because obviously LeBron, like I said, he's not getting any younger or older. He's only gonna get older. Austin Reeves, great piece, but not good enough. I think for this all season for the Lakers, I think they definitely need to make a trade for a better big than Jackson Hayes. I think honestly, I really don't mind how Jackson Hayes plays for the Lakers. I think they should keep him. Um, a trade asset that the Lakers can get, Nicholas Claxton. Um, other than that, I like the way the roster was constructed this season. I think you will probably see a lot of these guys come back on the Lakers. Trade especially Rui Hachimura. I think Rui Hachimura has definitely has earned his spot to be a Laker. Other than that, man, I'll give the Lakers season like if I had to rate it, I'll be like a B plus. It's a B plus season.
All right, not bad, not bad. Felt you on that. All right, next season, next series that we should talk about, Pacers versus the Bucks. Now, last basketball pod that we did, I was rating the puck. I was rating the Pacers. I was saying, yo, they're a good team. They're a good organization. They've always been around. And again, I do think within the next 2 seasons, they will challenge for an NBA title. I don't think they'll win it this season, obviously, because of all the other competition. And I do think they still have some weaknesses in their game. But they were able to win 4-1. Obviously, we know Dame was coming back from a blood clot. He did well. He showed off on defense, but the shots weren't falling. Giannis was trying to carry the team on his back. AJ Green had a few spurts. Gary Trent Jr. had a few spurts, but ultimately that just wasn't enough. Like the Pacers, Halliburton's running the show. Aaron Neesmith, he's playing good defense. Andrew Nemhard's helping out. Miles Turner's having a good series. DJ McCollum off the bench. The Pacers are just a really good team, and I'm not surprised. Well, I did say it would be in 7. I am surprised that they were able to end it in 5, but it is what it is. They're a really good team, but probably the next round, I think that'll be it for them. So I'll hand it over to you.
Hey man, I'm not surprised the Pacers won. Looking at this Bucks team, of course they have Giannis, but outside of that, I mean, there's nothing else really there. Brook Lopez, the defense, a couple of years ago, he was a defensive monster for them. He's not the same no more. Chris Middleton's not there no more. They replaced him with Kyle Kuzma, and Kyle Kuzma, all respect in the world, he had a game where he had 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, zero. He was doing cardio. All respect to him though. Bobby Portis, of course, not the same no more. Kevin Porter Jr., he's solid. Gary Trent Jr., he had like one great game, which was the last game. But besides that, this Bucks team is just not built to contend. And now with Dame being out for the whole of next year with the torn Achilles, if I'm Giannis, I mean, do I want to go another year? Do I want to go another year with this team built like this? Because he's not going to have Dame. So I think a lot of workloads going to be placed on him to be scoring because you're not going to get that 30 points from Gary Trent Jr. consistently. I think it's gonna be tough for them. And I pulled up a quick fact here too. Since winning the championship in 2021, here's what happened to the Bucks every year. In 2022, they lost in the second round. 2023, lost in the first round. 2024, lost in the first round. This year, lost in the first round. So ever since winning the championship, giving away Drew Holiday, giving up, those key pieces, they haven't really done much. And like you make this big trade for Dame, you stole him from Miami, which I knew, Tristan, not a fan of that. I knew he was hurt when he lost Dame. I knew he was hurt. But looking back at that trade, they only played like 2 playoff games together. Because last year Giannis was hurt. This year Dame was hurt. They played 2 playoff games. So and Dame is really old. So when he comes back from the Caleb, like, do we know how good? Do we know how good will he be?
Yeah, that's
So
a
now
tough
this is a lot of
individual.
questions. This is a lot of questions around the Bucks and like where do you go from now? Do you see Giannis recursing the trade? And if he does recurse the trade, like where does he go? Does he go to San Antonio? Like, we don't know.
Just to add to that, I think with the Bucks, I think they just got way too complacent with that roster. Way, way, way too complacent. Um, you won the chip in 2021. Good, excellent. And then the next year after, what was it? The second round that they lost in Basilio?
Yeah, second round.
Yeah. After that second round loss, everybody should have been available. Everybody on that team should have been available. There's no reason why that you keep Brook Lopez a slow-footed uh big man, where in this league now you got Jokic, Chet Holmgren just running around just doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't just keep a big like that. You have to make changes. And I think that's what the Bucks lacked. I think that Chris Middleton trade for Kyle Kuzma was a waste. I think they just kind of hit the panic button and just said, you know what, just give us Kuzma. And this is not the same Kuzma from Los Angeles. This is a Kuzma that what in Washington that shoots horrible from the field, horrible from three, not a good playmaker, not a good off-ball shooter. He's just not good. He's not the same Kuzma that we thought we seen in Los Angeles. And then you got Damian Lillard. Now, Dame is obviously I'm a Heat fan. I really wanted Dame on my team, but we can't have everything in life. However, um, just seeing Dame go down and him being 35 plus years old at this point in his career,
Yeah,
uh, it's the future for Milwaukee is very grim, very very grim, and just the roster around Dame and Giannis isn't good enough to even contend for in the East. I mean, you got these juggernaut teams like the Knicks, Celtics in the East. You got to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, and the fact that they couldn't even beat, Mr. Overrated Tyrese Halliburton, which I don't think he's overrated. Um, yeah, I think the best move for Milwaukee now is to look for trades for Giannis. Look to trade away Giannis out of the Kupo.
yeah, that's reasonable. What about you, Josh? How you feel
Yeah,
about
I
this
could I could agree with that. I could agree with that. I'm not gonna lie. Like their downfall was trading for Dame. I feel like Drew Holiday was the perfect asset for that team. I'm not gonna lie. They needed someone that could defend, someone that could like score the ball whenever they need to, But like Dame Dame could score, but like with Drew Holiday, Dame is a better player than Drew Holiday, but like there's just certain players that just match certain systems, right? Because there's
Yeah.
no such thing as a bad player in the NBA. You could see a bum he could be a bum on one team and then he becomes a superstar on another team. It's all about the system, and I feel like the system over there just didn't fit Dame. And Dame was what 4 years, 5 years too late to come to change his team, realistically speaking. So it was just never going to work, realistically speaking. And plus, the man has personal things. He's getting older. Like all those things, all those factors make a break a team, realistically speaking. And I agree with you, Trey. Like I feel like Milwaukee really needs to look for a trade for Giannis. I'm not gonna lie. Because I know certain players, certain teams want to hold on to their franchise players, but sometimes you just let your players get older, they wilder, and then you don't get enough draft picks for them. Right now, Giannis is getting older. He's still what? He's in his late 20s, right? But at the same time, too, get some picks, rebuild, because this is not working. Because ain't no way. Because for the last, what, 5 or 6 years, the Bucks were top contenders. Now they're getting eliminated really early. It doesn't really make no sense. And I feel like Giannis is still, he's not really in his prime, but he's still, how can I say it? He's a great player. He's still a great player. He just need a better supporting cast, and you're not gonna find that in Milwaukee. Go somewhere else, you know, get that ring that you can get. In Milwaukee, just rebuild. That's all what Milwaukee needs to do and reset. That's
Okay.
my thoughts on that.
Heard you on that. Heard you on that. Heard you on that. Next game that we should talk about, the Knicks versus the Pistons. I had originally predicted this to be 7 games, a 7 game series, but the Knicks would win. So you remind me, what did you predict for this one?
Pistons and 7.
Pistons in 7. I mean, I wasn't mad at that either. The Pistons have proven so far that they are a very good team. As of right now, they are down by 6. We'll see if they can save themselves here, but it was looking like the Knicks are winning this in 6. But ultimately, this series has been really close. I'm pretty sure every game has been what, maybe not even more than 10 parts apart. 10 points apart. So definitely the Pistons, even though they are young, they've proven that they belong here. They have great veteran pieces. Tim Hardaway Jr., Dennis Schroeder, especially off the bench, has given them a lot of experience and some great shooting. Cade Cunningham has really shown out. He's really proving that he's one of the best young guards in the league. They have a great team and a great future. And Basil, you said it last pod. I'm just glad that the Pistons, even after the terrible seasons they've had previously, for them to make a recovery like this, to be in the playoffs, even if they go out, they went out fighting. They won their first playoff series since like 2008. So it's a great accomplishment for them. But yeah, the Knicks won. I do think they are the better team. I am concerned Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. I think last game, both of them seemed to tweak something. I'm not sure if they're playing maybe half injured or a little injured. We'll see how that goes on if they advance. And I don't know. I'm not too confident as a Knicks fans because we're gonna be up against the Celtics, and I'm not seeing how we're gonna win. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. So I'll pass it over to you. What do you think about the series?
Besides the Nuggets and Clippers, this has been the best series in the playoffs. Like as you mentioned before, every game been super close. The Pistons, watching the Pistons is watching the underdog, seeing how they perform. Like some games, a majority of games, they're this close. They're this close to win it. It's like the same script every game. They struggle in the first quarter, like the Knicks are doing good. The Knicks get like a good lead. Pistons make a crazy comeback. Crowd is going crazy, and then they blow it. They they lose it. They lose it because if I tell you the script and like I show you, like if you look at the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and like beginning of the fourth quarter, the Pistons they should never been down 3-1 in the first place. You can argue if things went their way, they should be up. They should be the ones up 3-1.
Yeah,
They
that's
should
true.
be that way because
Yeah.
the next of the one that's blowing the leads. But one person, actually no, two people I want to give a special shout out to in the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, hey, we gotta put him some talks. Top 10 point guard, lock it in. Top 5 point guard, we gotta talk about Jalen Brunson. He is nice. The Pistons have no answer for him. When it comes to the fourth quarter. I saw a stat recently, like when it comes to like fourth quarter scoring, like he's one of the highest guards. He's one of the top, not even guards, the top players in the league when it comes to playoffs. Fourth quarter, they can't stop him. The Pistons have no answer. They threw Thompson at him. Thompson's not doing anything. Dennis Schroeder on him. Dennis Schroeder's not doing anything. They cannot stop Jalen Brunson. He's getting everything he wants. He's shooting the three ball. They can't stop that. Driving to the lane and one. They can't stop that. That step back he likes doing in the midi. They cannot guard him. And then, hey man, I got shot at your guy too. The big bodega, the big
Yes,
purr.
sir. Yes, sir.
Those deep threes he been taking, when it goes in, and you can hear like the momentum in the garden go crazy. We hit those big deep threes against the Pistons and Detroit. The crowd was silent. They couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it. He hit back to back deep threes. One game, like not in the same game, he had like a fading shot out of bounds. I'm like, yo, the big bodega is doing all this, and he just sucked
Of
all of the
course.
momentum from the Pistons. So now it's been a great series. The game is going on right now, and I am hoping for a game 7 in the Garden because I need it. And I'll be excited.
Uh,
Not just like the Pistons to win. I think with a series like this, hey man, as NBA fans, as basketball fans, we deserve a game 7, man, and this will be the series.
I mean, they tied right now, so I'm hella nervous. I don't like this. I don't know. Josh, what about you? How you feeling? Because I know you a Knicks fan too.
I mean, yeah, New York stand up. We got this. We got this in the bag. I do hope that our players aren't injured, because if they are injured, that would be crazy works. Because it's kind of like the same script that we went through last year, where we had the lead, right, and then our boys got injured, and then we end up being barbecue. I'm trying to be barbecue. I ain't trying to be on the grill. So this year, I want New York to do what they got to do. If they got to chill in the minutes, because I realized like, yo, our team play a lot of minutes. Realistically, play like it's like we got no bench for real, right? They
Bro,
got to
blame
chill in
Coach
the
Tibbs,
minutes,
bro.
let the players rest, rotate, and certain people just need to step up. That's what we need. Because Detroit, I'm not gonna lie, if Detroit had things going their way, we would have been done already. The Detroit had this, how can I say it? If they had like this the playoff experience, we would have been out of here already. And there's no reason for us to lose because we are the better team. So it should not be this close. So and then as for the Celtics, man, reality, right? According to certain folks, in reality, Celtics is gonna win. But in a real way, the Knicks is gonna take it.
Hey
That's what I
man,
think.
you heard it here first. You heard it
Knicks
here
is gonna
first. Josh
overcome
said the
everything
Knicks.
and finish the story.
Hey, breaking news! Breaking news! I'm looking at the score right now. 5 minutes in the third quarter. The Pistons are on a 20-7 run in the fourth quarter. They are up by 2. Will they blow this lead? We'll see.
All the games have been close. It could go either way. Bro. Ah, Tristan, what about you? How do you feel about this series?
The Knicks or the Pistons?
For both of them, you can talk about how the series has gone. What you think about both teams?
Um, the Knicks need a bench, and
Yep.
I feel like they definitely should beat the Pistons. I think the Pistons are a sparky team. They like to they're the kind of dog that likes to bark, but they're like really hesitant on biting. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like like they're trying to make all that noise, but they're not really the ready bite for real. But I think the Knicks should be able to win this series. But Tom Thibodeau, he is very well known for running his players 48 minutes per game if he has to. So I think that would be the ultimate downfall if New York does end up losing this series, honestly. But it's what ifs. But the Knicks have a more talented roster, so I'm gonna go with New York in 6. Now,
Okay.
let's say, for example, okay, all season happens for Detroit. What do you do? I think last year was a fluke. I'm being completely honest with you. I don't think Detroit was supposed to be that bad. I think Monty Williams was not a good coach for that Pistons team. If I was the Pistons, I'm looking at Phoenix, and I'm looking to get Devin Booker on the Detroit Pistons. If I was Detroit, I'm looking to get Devin Booker on the Detroit Pistons. Devin Booker is from Michigan. That's his home. That's his hometown. But Kay Cunningham has the ball in his hands way, way, way too much. Where like he is the main priority ball handler on that team. Dennis Schroeder is great. Obviously, Jaden Ivey isn't playing right now because he's hurt. But I'm pretty sure if Jaden Ivey was playing, this series would be very different. However, we don't have that to discuss. So I think if you're at Detroit, you should trade for Devin Booker. Um, if you do get Devin Booker for Jaden Ivey and maybe Tim Hardaway Jr., I think next year you're definitely looking at the Pistons as contenders. For the Knicks, either way, they're going to lose to the Boston Celtics no matter what. I'm just really hoping that the Cavs can just beat them. If you're New York, honestly, I would keep the same roster. Maybe trade a few of these bench pieces to get better quality role players. I would trade Mitchell Robinson first because I promise you, I haven't seen Mitchell Robinson even play 5 games for the Knicks in the last 2 years. I feel like he just doesn't play. Trade him for better role players, better bench pieces. Fire Tom Thibodeau because he's gonna really end up ruining what the Knicks got. I feel like he just plays these guys way too many minutes, and that from last year as well. I feel like that's the only reason why the Knicks lost to the Pacers because he plays them so much where they're tired. These guys are playing 40 minutes of straight hoops. So I think you fire him, trade for some quality role players, quality bench players, and the Knicks are contenders. Definitely like championship contenders, actually, not like just regular contenders.
And to add on to that, Chris and Josh, our Knicks fans here. If the Knicks blow the 3-2 lead, let me hear what you guys do as Knicks fans. Do you rebuild? Do you keep the same roster? Does Dib stay? Does he go? What do you guys do as Knicks
Um,
fans?
so like I'll go first. Like, Tristan was already. All right, I was talking with Tristan about it before we started filming. Like, get rid of Coach Tibbs. That's first. Um, I like our pieces so far, but we do need a bench. Like, I'm not really sure who we should go and get, but we need a bench. Like this 7-man rotation that we're doing, and we're barely giving the bench guys minutes. Like Miles McBride, you know, Mitch Robinson. That's not
Campaign?
enough. Campaign, he gets streaky, but still 6'1", and if it's not falling for him, why is he even out there? So we need other options. I'm not really looking to. I like OG. Big Bodega just came here. Jalen Brunson has to stay. Josh Hart has to stay. McCall Bridges has to stay. I know people keep complaining about his shooting, but he give it time. I think that will work out too. We just need a bench, and I think Coach Tibbs. I think this is the end of the road. Especially if we blow this. If we blow this right now, and then Detroit come back and win this in 7, yeah, I think that's it for him. I think that's it. What about you, Josh? What are you saying?
Man, I ain't gonna be a New York fan if they lose to this. I mean, I get losing to the Celtics, right? I get it, because the Celtics
Yeah, for sure.
like one of the most established teams. Even before they won a championship, like you just knew that they were gonna win at one point in time, right? Because like they had key stars and they were just like, building. It took some time, but they were building, right? But if we lose to Detroit, to me, that's an upset. And I've been a New York fan since the last 17, 18 years. There's no reason for us to be losing like this to a team that just started, realistically speaking. Because the Detroit roster is probably like what Detroit and OKC is like the youngest rosters, right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
One
The
of at least,
Wizards,
yeah.
the Wizards are super young. I mean,
The Wizards are super
besides
young.
Oh, Trailblazers too, actually.
Yeah,
Trailblazers,
Portland.
yeah.
Let's just put them in
So
the tier where they're the youngest playoff team.
they're the youngest. They're the youngest playoff team, realistically speaking. So there's really no reason why we're losing to them. I don't care. So what they would need to do is kind of get rid of the coach, fire the GM, you know, replace the bench, play the bench. That's the best thing. But I doubt I'm gonna be a New York fan if they lose to Detroit. I get losing to the Celtics, losing in the conference finals, whatever it is. But losing to Detroit, I'm not having it. That's my thoughts on it.
I understand you on that. Definitely. So you touched on it earlier. The series that we're gonna talk about, another nail biter of the series, the Clippers versus the Nuggets. Two teams that have been going band for band, M for M. Right now, the Nuggets are in the lead. I did predict them to win in seven, mainly because Jokic. I just think, even though the Nuggets have been off form this season, I just think they have enough to get over the line. But Clippers are showing that they gonna fight back. Kawhi Leonard, he's in his bag. James Harden, a little bit of a mixed bag, but he's still doing his thing. Norman Powell off the bench, they're still cooking, but the Nuggets, they're starting to figure it out. Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, he's been showing up. He's been cooking. He has something for us. I'll never forget what he did in the bubble. That was one of the best guard performances I've ever seen. So I just hope if he can get even half of that, I think the Nuggets are good. But yeah, I still got them going through this. It's gonna be a dogfight though, and the Clippers have shown that they're gonna make them work for it. So what about you? What you been thinking about the series so far?
For me, the main question of the series, the recent games, where's James Harden? Where is James Harden legacy game? He cannot do this again year after year. When we need James Harden the most, you have to show up, man. The first couple of games he was playing good. Remember, we spoke about this. I was like, yo, game one, hey, James Harden, he looked nice. He was saying step back threes. I was like, yo, I love this James Harden. But now these past recent games, I don't see him. He disappeared on me again. And Kawhi they need all the help they can get because for the Clippers to win, it has to be a balanced scoring output. You need your 20 plus from Kawhi. You need your points and assists from James Harden. You need Norman Powell to hit the jump shot. You need Zubac to get his points in his rim. Like it's a balance from the whole team. You need Batum to go hit his open three. You need all of that. And so I think for James Harden to disappear when his team needs him, and the Nuggets, they're on fire right now. Last podcast episode, I called out Michael Porter Jr. I said he don't do nothing out there. He proved me wrong. he proved me wrong. He's hitting his three now. Jamal Murray was playing, okay. Okay, he did a 40-point game. I think he has the most 40-point games in Nuggets history. They said he's one of the best non-all-stars of all time, probably. Jamal Murray
Yes.
is nice. Jokic is doing Jokic things, man. I just feel so bad for the Clippers because they were supposed to win that. They were supposed to win that game. Jokic threw that three up, and then they just don't box out Eric Gordon. I don't understand. If I'm Tyronn Lue, there's no shot I'm having James Harden in that position. I'm subbing James out. I believe I would have put in Derrick Jones Jr. Derrick Jones Jr. is a leaper. I'm not saying that I probably would have changed it. I'm not saying it guarantees it, but at least I'm more confident in Derrick Jones Jr. able to leap up with Eric Gordon compared to James Harden. Because all James Harden did was just look at him. There's not much he can. There's not much he can really do. But that was one of the most craziest buzzer beaters of all time from Eric Gordon, and I do think the Nuggets will close it out. I believe they play tonight, so we'll see when this gets uploaded. We'll see, do I look right? Do I look wrong? But I do think the Nuggets close it out, and they will be in the second round against OKC.
All right, all right, all right. Josh, what about you? What do you think about the series?
And I ain't gonna lie, yeah, like you right. Harden need to show up. You know, Jokic is the best player in the world, and I'm not gonna lie, Jokic is one dude you don't want to have momentum because if you get momentum, you grass, right? So I feel like the Nuggets is gonna take it. I don't see them making it to the conference finals, but like it's gonna be it's gonna like the next games that I feel like we're gonna see like if James Harden don't show up, it's over. It's over. So I like the Nuggets chance over the Clippers, and I'm not gonna lie, like James Harden, man, we see it like you said, Baz, we see it time and time again, bro. He vanishes, bro, but he gonna reincarnate the next season though, and then he gonna vanish again in the playoffs. But that's just the cycle of it, realistically speaking. So, uh, Jokic is gonna keep doing his thing. Westbrook guy, keep hustling, keep doing his thing, and I feel like with those two and Michael Porter Jr. Hitting his threes, I feel like there's no one that could really stop them on the Clippers team when they all hot, and you don't want to get them. You don't want them to get streaky and stuff because it's gonna be hard to stop them for real, especially Jokic.
One note too. One note. Not to interrupt you. I forgot to mention Russell Westbrook. Hey, he's hitting that. He's hitting it. He's hitting some of
Yeah,
them threes. I can't believe it. I
Yeah,
cannot
don't
believe it.
sleep.
you
Don't
I
seen the
sleep
you
cannot
on
seen
the
the
believe
video,
baby.
bro? I seen the video, bro. Westbrook was shooting the three, and then Ben Simmons backed away. Someone in the comments was like, "Why is this guy backing away?" But yeah, he's doing his thing though. He's doing his thing. He's cooking, and I love it. I'm here for that.
one thing. If I'm the Clippers head coach, not the Clippers. If I'm the Nuggets, if I'm the Nuggets head coach, I'm gonna tell Russell Westbrook, hey, I know you're hitting your shots. Please do not go out there and just take whatever open look you see. Do not go out there and shoot 15, 20 jump shots. I know you hot right now, but if you do that, we will lose the game. Do not
Not
do
for
that.
real. Tell
Not
tell him
shoot like
to
you're
tell
down
him to
streak.
sell the pump fake. Tell him to
Hey,
sell the pump fake
if
first.
you're open for three once in a while, hey, I'm good with it taking it. But just because you're in a hot streak, don't go out there taking 15 jumpers a game because we're not gonna win.
Oh man. What about you, Tristan? How do you feel about the series so far?
Westbrook is trash. Let me just go start off right there.
Watch
Westbrook
out.
is garbage. Westbrook is
Uh,
so garbage to me. Bro, I think in the month of like, I think March it was, I think Westbrook was averaging like 5 assists with 6 turnovers. And he's coming off the bench and doing that. Yo, bro, Westbrook is dirt. I'm not gonna Westbrook is dirt.
nah, but you know how he is. He's a double-edged sword. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe not. But yo, when he's good, he's good. Like he'll uplift the whole team.
And
When
when
he's
he's
bad,
when
it's
he's
over.
bad, he's a whole lot of fucking hoopla. I'll tell you that much.
But you have to live with it.
That
You have to live with it. Because we look at game one, he hit that wide open three. He was doing a lot of nonsense. He was taking contested layups, like bad shot selection, like really bad shot selection. But we look at game one, he hit the clutch three. He did do that. And then what he did to James Harden, deflect the ball off his fingertips, and they win the game. Because if Westbrook doesn't, if you take out Westbrook and you put in Michael Porter Jr., he don't make those plays, and the Nuggets lose that game one. So I do understand what you're saying. Yes, Westbrook turnovers is not good. Yes, your shot selection is not good, but sometimes you just have to live with it. As the last episode I mentioned, the Mario Kart reference, when you hit the item box, you just don't know what you're gonna get. You just don't know.
But this is probably gonna be the best series of the playoffs. Not gonna lie to you, Clippers and Nuggets, especially for the Clippers, they haven't won at all in their franchise history. I think when they had Paul George and Kawhi, that was their best chance. Now they have Harden and Kawhi, and Norman Powell has shown up this season. Um, they are very hungry for a championship. However, Harden has a very well-known history of not showing up in the playoffs. So, and we're seeing that once again in this series. Um, can Kawhi carry? I think so. I think Kawhi is that good. But where you're going up against a guy that can average 30, 12, and 10 playing center, and then you have Jamal Murray, who's a like a merchant. Um, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to beat that team. Um, my prediction: Clippers in 7.
okay, okay. It could go either way.
It could really go either way, honestly. But it's for sure, it will go to 7.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's one prediction we can all make, and that looks certain. That looks certain for sure. Next series that we should talk about, the Rockets versus the Warriors. The Warriors are up right now. Look, watching the Rockets, bro, it makes me want to crash out, bro. The amount of turnovers, the amount of missed
That's
free throws, like if bro, if they convert, like what was it in game four? How many of their free throws they hit? Like maybe 57%, roughly 60. Like if they just make more of those, they win the game. Like it's unbelievable. And how many dumb turnovers they have in the first quarter. Like Jalen Green, oh my God, they are on his ass. They are not letting him breathe, but he still got to do what he still got to do better. He got to do more. He, I don't know, he's just got to do more. He got to lock in for real. Fred Van Vliet, he's picking it up, but sometimes it's not enough. And then Thompson, he's definitely showing his levels. He's getting more comfortable in the series, but Golden State, they really showing the experience. Jimmy Butler, kudos to Jimmy Butler. He's really showing his experience and how well he's gelled into this Warriors team. Moses Moody and Gary Payton Jr. Off the bench, I gotta say, yo, they hit timely threes that just sink the Rockets. Like when those threes go in, they lose all type of morale. Draymond Green is doing his thing. He's gonna get his text. He's gonna get his foul, but he's gonna guard 1 through 5. He's gonna facilitate. He's gonna put his screens up. Curry's gonna do Curry. AirPods been great. AirPods has been really good, just hitting his shots. Hitting his open threes. But I did have the Rockets winning in 7 initially. I'm gonna stick to it. I believe in them because in the games before they had chances and they made them close. But when you keep making mistakes, when you keep turning over the ball like that, when you keep missing your free throws, you're giving up points, and the Warriors are gonna punish you. You know that. But it is what it is. I ain't gonna be surprised if the Warriors just finish the job. But for me, the Rockets should have won this series. Like I'm gonna just be honest with that. So I'll pass it over to you.
Hey man, I love the physicality of this series, man. I love the beef, man. I love the smoke. You see Draymond Green, he's out there talking trash to Jalen Green. He talking trash to Sengun. He talking trash to Dylan Brooks. The Rock's not backing out. They talking trash to Dylan Brooks. He talking trash to Curry. He talking trash back to
Yeah, you know
Draymond
Dylan.
Green. He talking
Yeah,
trash to Jimmy Butler. Hey man, I love the beef between them. They don't like each other at all. They hate each other, and that's why it's been a fun series. I do agree with the things you said. The free throws from Rockets, they not hitting it. They are not hitting their free throws, and I'm especially Amen Thompson. He's been struggling with some of his free throws. It has been a tough look overall, but Jalen Green, he has to you have to step up, man. Because we look at that year for the NBA draft. You look at Cade, you see what Cade is doing now. You look at Scotty Barnes. I mean, Scotty Barnes didn't make the playoffs, but obviously we can tell that he has a bigger impact on the Raptors, what he does compared to Jalen Green. He's way more consistent. We see what Evan Mobley does. Like all these other guys, like they're balling out, that getting these accolades, like All Star and stuff. Like Mobley won Defensive Player of the Year. Like they're getting these accolades, but we just look at Jalen Green and cool. He can give us he averages 20 points. Like, do we really feel that 20? Because some days he give us 30. We just saw it. He gave us 30, but we look at his other games, 9 points, 6 points, 12 points, 16 points, 12 points, and just be like bad shooting percentage. So I think Jalen, this is tough for the Rockets to see what they're gonna do with Jalen Green. Because if they do lose the series, I'm looking at Jalen Green as one of the top people. I'm looking at the Rockets. I'm like, hey, we spent this high draft pick on you. You've been in the league for a couple of years. I mean, look at compared to your peers. I mean, we need to see more from you. Like you have to be more consistent. But besides that, overall, the Rockets, even if they do lose, they had a great year. Nobody expected them to be the number 2 seed. They
yeah.
added Dylan Brooks. Not too much people like Dylan Brooks. They didn't think it could be a good culture fit. But I love what Dylan Brooks did for the Rockets. Making them tough, making them physical. I love it for them. And to the Warriors, is Stephen Curry, man. He's insane. Outside Jimmy Butler, this team is not good. This team is not good outside Jimmy Butler. I don't so because we look at AirPods. I'm gonna give respect to AirPods, Gary Payton, Moses Moody, uh, Pat Spencer, Quentin Post. Kevin Looney don't even play for them that much anymore, like he used to a couple years back. See, overall, it's just not. It's not good. Let's be honest. Without Curry, this team is like a lottery team. So shout out to Curry for like the amount of weight he's been putting on. Because the offense is basically Stephen Curry. That is the offense. Amount like the handoffs he does with Draymond Green, the running through the screens, the crazy threes he's been making. It's basically Curry. But I do love that they added, they traded for Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler gives us options like another way to score points. And like also Jimmy, he's good with rebounding. You saw that last
Yep.
possession. Draymond Green got the stop, and Butler was able to get the rebound, like stuff like that. Because if it was Wiggins in that situation, does Wiggins go up and get the rebound? I don't know. But I do think it's been a great series overall. I got Warriors. I think the Warriors finish it back, in San Fran. They get the job done.
All right. Tristan, what about you? What you thought about the series so far?
Hey man, the Warriors did not trade for Jimmy. Oh, they will be in a pickle right now, boy. They would be in a pickle. them boys will be in a pickle for sure. But yeah, outside of Curry and Jimmy, this team is not good. Not good at all. I feel like if the Rockets had shooters, oh Lord have mercy, this series would have been over with.
Yeah,
Um, but I still believe that the Rockets will win, probably in seven. Um, I just think that the way the Rockets are coached and the way they play defense, they're gonna be bothering Steph a lot. Yeah, Steph is gonna hit a lot of crazy tough shots, but he's not gonna make them all. You know,
yeah,
Jimmy Butler's not much of a shooter either. Um, you know, they have Sengun, Steven Adams. They got bigs. They have center play. Warriors do not have a center. You know what I'm saying? So I think that will play a big, big factor in this series. Sengun should be going off every game, whether it's for points, rebounds, whatever. He should be in the box score doing something.
I agree. I definitely agree. Like one thing I noticed about Sengun too, like if Draymond Green's not in the game and he sees like Quentin Post or like Spencer or like somebody else down there, he goes to work. He does what he got to do. But for
Yeah,
some reason, when Draymond checks in the game and he sees that with matchup with Draymond, he's not as aggressive. He doesn't want that matchup.
yeah, and it's weird because like Sengun is pretty talented big. Like he's up there with Sabonis. He's up there with those kind of bigs. So the fact that he's not taking advantage of what Draymond's like 6'5", 6'6".
6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, six
yeah.
six six.
6'6", 6'7", 6'6", 6'7".
Um, Sengun should definitely be taking more opportunities to take advantage of that. But however, if the Rockets want to be a better team going forward, Jalen Green has to be better. Jalen Green has to be proficient in his scoring and not just throwing up stuff. You know what I'm saying? Amen Thompson is going to be Amen Thompson. The jumper has to, you know, work its way up there. But Amen Thompson, my goodness, Amen Thompson is younger than me, and he's doing shit that I wish I could do. You know what I'm saying? So
In last game, he was ripping Steph Curry. Last game, the game
yeah,
that didn't come out, he was ripping Curry.
he was ripping Steph Curry like it was the Cookie Monster taking a cookie jar. Like he amazing defender at his age. What is he? 21?
Yeah,
I believe, yeah.
21, 20.
Yeah, 21 years old, and just like he's just a monster on defense. Great slasher, great cutter. He just moves off the ball so well. Um, it's just hard for me not to want to pick this team to win in seven because of the roster they have and like just the talent. The talent is just quite frankly just better than what the Warriors have. Yeah, you have Steph Curry, you got Jimmy Butler, but you're playing a guy who wears 67. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who that is. Like, who is Spencer? Who is that guy? And but Basilio touched on this too. Like, why are they not playing Kevin Looney? Well, Kevin Looney's like what 6'10",
Six
Yeah, six
nine.
nine, 6'9". Yeah,
6'9".
yeah. Like he seemed closer to 6'9". Yeah,
Yeah, but he's a bigger body than Draymond, so I don't know why they're not like using him more. But like I said, I think the Rockets should win in seven if they just hit their free throws, hit their shots. The 3-point shooting on this team is extremely important. They need their shooters to be hitting.
yeah. I felt you on that. All right. Well, that's been the first round predictions, first round overviews done. One game that is confirmed for the second round of playoffs are the Cavs versus the Pacers. I just want to get y'all thoughts and predictions on those. Vasily, I'll start with you. How do you think that will play out, and what's going to be a key factor for both teams?
I love the Pacers. I love their fast paced offense. I love the shooting. I love Tyrese. Cavs in five.
You sick.
I got Cavs in five. The Pacers can't mess with them. I mean, let's be for real. You know, Mobley and Jared Allen is way different than Brook Lopez. Way different than Brook Lopez. So I feel like it's gonna be a tough matchup for Siakam. Siakam been really underrated. Like he did a great job against the Bucks, but I feel like the combination of Mobley and Allen is gonna be too tough for him and Miles Turner. Then we look at Tyrese. I mean, Tyrese, he's not really much of a scorer per se, Like he could give you, there'd be nights he gives like 12 points, 13 points, 14 points. I'm not sure if those points is enough to combat what Garland and Mitchell's gonna do to them. Because Garland and Mitchell, they can get assists and they can also score the ball too. We see multiple games like Donovan Mitchell can get like 30 assists and he can add that with a 4, 5, 6 assists. Darius Garland, he can get a double double. Like we've seen that before. So I'm just curious to see how the Patriots will respond. But I think I like the Cavs too much, even off the bench. Ty Jerome, how are you gonna answer Ty Jerome? It would be a good matchup. Ty Jerome versus Nimhard. I need that. That's gonna be a great matchup. But overall, I just got the Cavs. I think the starting five, I think it's just too much for the Pacers to handle. And the defense also too much because they match up well too.
Okay, yeah. Me personally, look, you touched on everything. I do rate the Pacers. Y'all know I rate the Pacers. Cavs in six, though. I think they're just too good, and they just have guys off the bench. Like, look, Pacers are deep too, but when you're talking about Ty Jerome, that can come off the bench and do things like that, TJ McConnell can't quite score to that extent, to that level, especially on a three level scoring. Like he's more in the paint, he'll dribble, he'll facilitate, but Ty Jerome can literally do everything. And when you have a guy like that that can do that while Darius Garland can take a break while he's injured, it means a lot. Like you saw what they did to Miami. It was ruthless.
Let's not talk
I
about that.
just you're right, my fault, my fault, my fault. But yeah, they're just the better team. But look, hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow the Pacers win this event. It would be crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like I think the Cavs, there's expectation on them this year, being that number one seed. It carries a lot of weight, and I wonder if they're going to be able to match up to this. This is going to be a serious game. They're gonna they're not gonna meet their match per se. I would say they'll probably have to wait for the Eastern Conference Finals for that, with most likely the Boston Celtics. But the Pacers will be a good test, and we'll see if they have the mantle to take care of that. Tristan, what about you? What are you thinking about the series?
Quick and easy, Cavs and 5.
Damn.
I just I think Cleveland, I think their big man rotation is too athletic, too defensive oriented for Miles Turner or Tyrese Halliburton to handle. Evan Mobley just wanted the depoy. So you have that, and then you have Gary Line as your back line. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to beat. And then not only that, just the offensive juggernaut that is Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell together. And then off the bench, you still got Ty, you got Hunter, you guys just these already forming pieces where I don't think the Pacers will be able to handle that offensively speaking. But like, damn, quick and easy, Cavs 5, maybe 6.
Say less, say less. Josh, real quick, how do you feel about this potential series matchup between the Cavs and the Pacers?
No, I don't think we haven't. But real quick though, breaking news. Game on the line. Tie 113, 113.
I was
Jalen
just about
Brunson
to say,
put a three to send the Pistons home. So it's official. Shout out to Detroit Pistons. They had a great, great, great run. They should never even been in this position to begin with. But in the next round, it will be the Knicks versus Celtics. Me personally, I'm a Celtics fan, and I am biased. I'm not gonna lie, I am 1,000% biased. But I have Celtics. I think it is possible for the Knicks to get a game off us. I'll say Celtics in six. I'll give you guys 2 games because there's always a game where like the Celtics like we shoot awful, and then there'll be a game where you guys just can't miss from the three. So I would say Celtics in six.
I mean, bro, nah. Even this game against the Pistons, even though we won, bro. Oh my goodness, the Celtics, bro. I'll be happy if we get six. Do I see us winning at all? Ah, no, I'm not confident at all. But I'm glad we actually get to play the Celtics this time. Because last season we were supposed to match up with the Celtics. We should have been the Pacers, but injuries and other things stopped us. So this is gonna be a good test. We'll see how we match up against, you know, one of, if not the best team in the Eastern Conference. So I'm excited for that. Tristan, real quick, what you think about that potential matchup?
My heart wants the Knicks to win. I'm not a Knicks
Me
fan.
too.
My heart really wants the Knicks to win. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the way the Knicks can win this series, yo, I'm forcing Jaylen Brown all the way left. I'm forcing him left anytime he gets it.
He ain't fixed that still.
No, he doesn't have a left hand. No, he does not have a left hand. Force him left. You pray that Porzingis isn't trying to be Porzingis. Pray that Drew Holiday knees cripple down and just don't work anymore. Jason Tatum maybe drops a 20-point game with 4 for 14 shooting, and then you win. But in all reality, Celtics in 6, probably. Celtics in 6.
Hey man, here comes the Knicks fan. Hey, do it. Tell the fans. Tell the fans. That better not be Knicks in four.
4. How you
That'll be
like that? How you like that? You talking about game 7? I mean, we don't do game 7, man. We don't do game 7, man.
That
What
just how
Clay
one
like to
last
say?
year. They had
Don't
a
do
game
that.
seven last year.
Bro, we gonna see you, and we gonna take your boy all the way to the left. Porzingis, we gonna turn him into a barbecue pigeon. We gonna barbecue that pigeon. It's over, bro. It's over, bro. What I told you, bro. Go to sleep. We're gonna make you sleep. It's over.
Hey, I love it. I can't wait for us to play. I can't wait. Because for us, I mean, everybody knows the game plan when it comes to the Knicks. Josh Hart, you live and die with Josh. So I think we should just allow that to happen. But Brunson, hey, we can't allow Brunson to get hot. I'm not too worried about Cat because, like, looking based on our like regular season games, Al Horford and Porzingis, they do a great job on Cat. So I mean, I'm not saying Cat's gonna do awful. I'm not saying we're gonna lock Cat up, but I think we can like manage him. It's not gonna be too bad. But Jalen Brunson, we absolutely cannot afford Jalen Brunson to go off. Bridges don't play good. Bridges doesn't play too good against us. And when he guards Tatum, hey, you guys can go back and watch. When he guards Tatum, he can't guard Tatum. I'm sorry, he can't hold Tatum. He can't. Tatum cooks him. I think for you guys will have to put probably OG on Tatum and then Bridges on Brown. Hey, you can force Brown all you want because I disagree with Tristan. I think Brown can go left. He step up. Is it good? Is it gonna be the possession good if he goes left? I'm not guaranteed that. You know, it could be a bad shot or like he turns the ball over, but he can definitely go left. But for us, I think, of course, we have the advantage because our starting lineup is just better, and like we have a better bench as well. Paying Pritchard off the bench. I mean, you guys will have to deal with that. So let's be curious as how you deal with Pritchard coming off the bench. And our bigs are underrated too. Luke Cornett can come off the bench, get some solid minutes. Sam Hauser, if he gets hot from 3. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun matchup. For some reason, every time we play the Knicks, we get hot from 3. We do get hot from 3. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun matchup. You know, I got Celtics in 6, but I might change that to Celtics in 5 because I've seen Tatum play against. We didn't talk about it, but I've seen Tatum play against Orlando Magic. I like what I'm seeing. Like the offensive struggles is not as terrible compared to last year. He's scoring more consistently. And I'm liking this team. I do like this team. So I'll change it. I don't think y'all getting too off us. Celtics in 5.
That's
All
crazy
right.
because we getting 4 for you. I ain't gonna lie, we getting 4. You know, the thing about Detroit is that we know that they're a young team, so we underestimate Detroit. That's just really what it is. But now we locked in now, and when we see Tatum, we packing them up. When we see Brown, we packing them up. That's it, bro. The only person I'm really worried about, bro, is really Sam Hauser, Derek White, because when your main guys don't show up, those are the guys, bro, that be the heart and soul of the team, realistically speaking. And I'm not expecting Brown and Tatum to show up every single game. No, that's not gonna work. But those
Yeah.
guys are the guys that's just coming in, that's coming from the bench, or like guys that they just I don't know something about them. They just move of the team, bro. Like it's like they pick up the slack. I don't see like
It's a
it's gonna be a
team.
competitive game. What
Yeah,
happened?
basketball's a team sport. Basketball is indeed a team sport. If
It's a
Tatum's
team
not
sport.
good,
Yeah.
if Tatum can't score, hey, Jaylen Brown, you go cook. Porzingis, you go cook. Hey, Al Horford, I won't be. Don't be surprised if there's a game. Al Horford could give us 3 threes. He can do it. He's done it before. Al Horford can go out there and give us 3 threes. Derek White can give us a 30-point game. Drew Holiday be in the corner. He can give us 2 to 3 threes a game. So yeah, don't be surprised.
Knicks in 6. Let's go, New York. Let's go, New York. I'm with all the banter. I listen. Miami got blown up by 89,000 points when we beat Cleveland. The Lakers just lost 5. I don't really care. Knicks in 6. Give me
I love it.
6.
Hey, Knicks in 6. Stand
Knicks
up, New
in
York.
6.
Stand up, New York. Stand up, New York.
Knicks in
Hey
6.
man, hey bro, I hope Josh and Tristan are right. I want them to be right so bad, but hey, we'll see how it turns out. Hey, thank you again, Tristan, for showing up to the pod. Much love. Hey man, as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for updates when we upload. And if you made it to the end of the video, just comment what you thought about OKC versus Grizzlies because we do not care. We'll see you guys next time.